Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be unboxing and reviewing this month's Paletteful packs, and as usual, the full description of each item will be listed in the box below. Disclaimer, if you hear shouting in the background, my husband's playing Call of Duty and he's a very passionate gamer. And please forgive my jacked up nails. I literally painted them like a day or two ago and they're already all messed up, so that's how my life's going. Posca stuff, how exciting. Just gonna take a look at the menu and see all the items that we have. Of course, the first thing is the Posca paint markers. We have them in a set of 4 in the green, aqua green, pink, and yellow. So it has instructions on the marker itself. You're supposed to kind of shake it vigorously and then just tap on the marker until the ink flows down to the nib. As you can see, the nib is white right here, but you keep pressing down and you'll see the ink slowly get to the tip. Now you want to make sure that you're not pressing too hard or tapping the nib too fast, because you will break it and the paint will leak everywhere. I have a white Posca marker and I didn't know to be gentle with it, and yeah, I really messed it up. So I'm just gonna do that with the rest of them, and then we're gonna move on to the swatches of each one, and it retails for $15.96. Next, we have the Posca Pastel Pencils. They retail for $4.78. Gosh, my nail looks absolutely terrible there. Anyways, it comes with a little tab there. Looks like you just peel it back when you start to run out, so that's pretty cool. Anyhow, I thought these were going to be really messy. We got it in a light blue and a bright yellow, although the bright yellow really looks like an orange. Next, we have the COPIC Opaque White Pigment, retails for $14. It is a water-based pigment and it's used for highlighter effects. We also have a Robert Simmons Sapphire brush for $12.95. I really like this brush. And that white is really opaque. It had its moments where it would kind of dull out and I wasn't sure what that was about, but now that I'm seeing that it is water-based, that makes a lot more sense. Next, we have the Crescent Ultra Black Textured Board, a 3-pack, 8 by 10 inches, and they retail for $10.46. I love painting on black paper, black canvas, and of course our sticker that we always put in our notebook. And now I'm going to move on to play with them a little bit and see how they go. What I really wanted to find out is how well they blend with each other. And as I was doing it on the paper, they blend so nicely and so smoothly, and I was really surprised. The only thing is that you do have to work fast with them because they dry a lot quicker than acrylic paints. And like I said before, I really like the brush. It was just so smooth and just made everything mix so nicely, and that white was really opaque. Now I'm using the pastels for a kind of sketch, and it was really nice. How many times am I gonna say nice today? I really enjoyed it. It did not smudge, which is great because even watercolor pencils sometimes smudge and they really do mess with your paint a lot. So I look forward to sketching with this, and I'm probably going to run out of it pretty quickly. I didn't even know these things existed. So that's one thing that I love about Paletteful packs, is that discover so many new things. And last month I took a photo of my supplies and my swatches, and I decided to do like a concept on Procreate, and I want to continue doing that. I like it because it's easier to erase. I can come up with something I like. At first I wanted to do like just from the lip down to the shoulder, but then I ended up just trying to do like a whole face and everything, because I just couldn't figure out the proportions to make it look right on the 8 by 10. When I was blending in the sketchbook, it blended really smoothly and nicely, but I'm assuming that's because it was white paper. Blending on this black board was a lot harder than I thought it would be. The markers blend very nicely on the white paper, and I think it's because you're blending them out. You can't really blend them out on the black. I'm sure with other paints you can blend out nicely, I have painted on the black one before. I'll insert it into the video right here. And I've done it before. It's definitely doable. But with these markers, they just dry so fast that it's better to just blend them in small areas. So don't expect to do like a very complicated illustration where you can blend them like really smoothly and really nicely in large areas, because I don't think that's gonna work out. I'm gonna try again and see what I can come up with, but yeah, I don't know. I was having a really tough time trying to come up with a concept with these colors. That's why I wanted to blend them together to see if I could come up with more color options. And I'm glad that I didn't decide to go with the blended colors, because then I probably would have been stuck on what I was gonna do once I figured out that the blending method that I was doing on the sketchbook was not gonna work on this illustration board. So I basically just had to keep layering and layering and layering. It was a lot of putting down paint and then quickly switching to the brush, making sure that it's always just a little bit damp so that the color, the acrylic paint and the marker blends out really nicely. So that's really what the whole beginning for her body and her hair is what I had to do. I ended up having to take a micron from last month's box and using it to outline, because I just couldn't find the right color. Like if I did the outline in yellow or pink, it just would not have looked right to me. It would have just clashed way too much. And if I would have done no outline, I think it would have looked equally horrible, at least for this illustration that I was working on. So I decided to take the micron and use that as an outline. And at first it was just going to be so that I could find the spots, because I didn't want to lose the drawing, because it's very easy to do that, especially when you're working with acrylic pigments, because they're so opaque. So I didn't want to lose the drawing, so I put down the microns. But as I progressed with the painting and blending, I just figured that outlining with last month's box, or with an item from last month's box, would be okay, because they didn't really send anything to outline with. I mean, if they would have sent us a black Posca pen, then I would have used that, but they didn't send that. They only sent these colors, which I'm not complaining. I think this box is really, really awesome. I just decided to use an item from last month's box. So I don't think it's cheating, because usually I only try to use the items that come in the box, but yeah, I really had to, because I didn't want to lose the illustration. I was already so committed to it. I didn't want to start over and have to rethink of another concept where I wouldn't have to outline, or I don't have to have the details there, because if that was the case, I should have just like made a rainbow or something. But I really liked this one and I wanted to stick to it, and I wanted to see it out. At first I was like, eek, I don't know how she's gonna come out. I really thought that she was just gonna come out horrible, but I had to just keep it going. See here, I tried to blend the pink in to kind of make it like a darker green, and on the sketchbook it worked out just fine, but on the black paper it was really, really hard to blend out, because you keep seeing the black in the background, and you see how the pigment breaks from the water itself when it dries. So yeah, I had to abandon ship with the whole blending thing, at least on the illustration board. That being said, I do very much look forward to using this in my sketchbook, because I just got some really beautiful blends on there, so I'm really excited. These markers are so opaque that you could even use them on wood, fabric, glass, ceramic, plastic, like so many different materials, and it's really awesome. I can't wait to try it out. I have a little like I have a package that came from BB Craft. I'm gonna be making a video on that, and I have these little wooden like coasters, so I definitely think I'm gonna use these markers on one of those just to test out how it does on wood. So I'm really excited to keep playing around with these Posca markers. As for the pastel pens, they were so awesome. I feel like every time I get a box, I'm so happy with it, and I see only the good stuff in it. I rarely see the bad stuff in boxes. So I really don't see anything bad with the pencil either. I don't know. This box was just so good. Oh, one con that I will say is that the Posca markers, the color selection was a little bit iffy for me. I really liked the two greens, the aqua green and the regular green. The yellow and the hot pink though, I'm not sure. I think they really hit it on the nail last month when they sent all three greens. I wish they kind of would have done something more monochromatic again with these markers, just because I feel that sometimes with markers it's hard. Like if they're not in the same value, or if they're not one value apart from each other, or if the saturation is too far off, in my opinion, it can be really difficult to try to come up with something, at least in the stage that I'm in. I look at colors and sometimes I get really intimidated because I have no idea what to do with them, because the colors are just so like wacky sometimes. So yeah, that's the only thing. I'm glad that I was able to make it work with this illustration, and I used the pink as a pop of color like around her, and then I just included a little bit of yellow on her shoulder there, which are supposed to be buildings, by the way. It's supposed to be like Mother Earth, and just watching us kind of destroy her with the toxic fumes coming from us, and the pink around it is supposed to be kind of like global warming, and how it's like reaching our ozone layer when you see the white rim around it. Anyways, I don't need to really explain that much about what I created. It's just something that was okay. So yeah, that was the only thing. The color palette kind of threw me off, especially with the pastels, because with the pastel pencils you can't really see them once you put the markers over them. So that was a little bit interesting. I mean, they're great for sketching. I can totally see what, value they give you. I really, really like the Copic Opaque white. It's so awesome, and I can't wait to keep using it. Like, it's just so amazing. I'm really, really looking forward to it, because you can put it on so many different things. You can use it as a highlighter for pretty much any medium. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, here she is in all her glory. She's pretty much done. I'm just finishing up the edges, and I put some stars around her too. I kind of just tapped the brush and let little white dots. It kind of backfired though, because I got white dots all over my desk, and my desk is already a mess, or it's already dirty, covered with a whole bunch of paint. So I guess I'm just adding more character to my art station. And again, here she is. She's pretty much all done, and I really do appreciate that you stuck with me this long. Sometimes I just babble on and I rant, so I really appreciate it. I loved this box, and I really do hope to see you next time. Join me on Instagram, like this video, subscribe. I usually don't add that, but I'm trying to fill in time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.